Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Thank you all very much for stopping by. And in this video we have the newest John Varvatos release, and this one is called Artisan Blu. Now the perfumer behind this one is Rodrigo Flores Ruch. He actually did many other John Varvatos fragrances. He's worked on a couple of Calvin Klein fragrances. One of them is Reveal and I think CK Free. He did Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino. So he has a pretty impressive resume. And this one was released in this year, 2016. Now this is actually a flanker or another version of the original Artisan. It looks like this. Really nice scent. It actually has a lot of citrus and I think a little bit of orange blossom as well. Very bright, citrusy, and refreshing. And this one is a reinterpreted version of that. It's actually the third flanker. So there was Artisan, and then Artisan Aqua, and then Artisan Black, and now we have this one. Maybe not in that order, but this is the third flanker. Now this is classified as, or I would classify it as a citrus aromatic. It's a really nice scent. I want to talk a little bit more about the note breakdown. It actually does feature some unconventional notes like chayote and palmarosa, and I will get into a little bit more detail with that later on. Let's start things off by taking a look at the presentation. The box has a nice Mediterranean design with a textured feel on it, really cool. On the bottom you can find the serial number right below the UPC code, an image of the box of the bottle on the back, and then nothing going on at the top. And as far as the bottle is concerned, beautiful woven straw design on the front, really nice colors, JV medallion here on the front, engraved John Varvatos Artisan in the cap. Distribution is really good. And that has been the presentation for Artisan Blu. One of my subscribers, Brian, writes, "It smelled good from what I remember, and I really got an Acqua di Parma vibe at first. I'll have to try it out some more. It's been a while since I liked anything from the house." Gilbert writes, "Those notes reminding me of Acqua Essenziale Blu by Salvatore Ferragamo." And Pat writes, "It's like more thoughts were put into the design of the bottle than the fragrance itself. Performance is less to be desired." Now, the kind of person that I would imagine wearing this fragrance is somebody who wants to wear something that's very easygoing, casual, fresh and clean. You ever walk into Macy's and the sales rep comes up to you and she goes, "Here, smell this, it's fresh and clean." Well, this is such an example. Yes, this is the epitome or the definition of a fresh and clean scent. And what's attributing to that? The fact that it contains a lot of citrus. It also has this note called palmarosa, which is in the lemongrass family. And okay, perhaps I get a little bit of like a lemony feel. I wouldn't equate it to the smell of vetiver or anything like that. But I know this fragrance contains bergamot, and I do get a lot of bergamot from it, which makes it very bright and uplifting and energetic, and it's an ideal fragrance for the spring and summer. And for that reason, I have been wearing it a lot. I've been wearing it to work too, and I have been enjoying it. I haven't gotten any compliments on it, and maybe that's because it is a little on the subtle side, but it's certainly the scent that would create compliments. It would generate compliments. Now, I know it has a lot of other notes in there like geranium and chayote, and this is one of those fragrances where you look at the note breakdown and you're like, I have to have this. And then you smell it and maybe you're a little underwhelmed. Now, it is a really nice scent. So let's talk a little bit about the individual notes. Now, the strongest note, according to user votes on an online fragrance forum, is chayote. And chayote is related to cucumber. And I don't think it smells too much like cucumber. I mean, there are a lot of fragrances out there like Jardin du Poète by Eau d'Italie or Polo Blue by Ralph Lauren, where you smell it and you're like, smells like cucumber. This one, not so much. It has a fresh appeal to it, a little bit of like an orange blossom floral quality that you also got from the original, which I have right here. And perhaps you get a little bit more citrus in there. I think there might be some oranges listed as notes, and a little bit geranium too. And what I like about the geranium is that it gives it this somewhat minty quality, but it's faintly perceptible, so you really have to look for it. I'm actually wearing these two side by side with one another, and I really can't tell the difference that much. There is a difference, right? There is a difference. When you do a side by side, yeah, I can totally pick up on a difference. This one is far brighter, and of course it's inspired by the Mediterranean, so you want to execute that properly, and I think they did a pretty good job with it. But I think if I were to smell this one in passing, say if somebody were wearing it and they walk right past me and I smelled it on them, I wouldn't be able to tell if they're wearing Artisan or Artisan Blu. So I think I would say that that's my only qualm with this fragrance, is that it's not a really reinvented or reinterpreted version of the original. It's just enhanced in some ways, but to some it might be in good ways, to some it might be in bad ways. Nonetheless, I think it's a nice scent. I think the note breakdown could come across just a little bit deceptive in the case of many notes. Certain notes contain the same aroma molecule. So like coumarin. Coumarin is found in tonka bean. It's also found in cassia cinnamon. So you can say it contains cinnamon, or you can say it contains tonka bean. Eugenol. Eugenol is found in bay leaf. It's also found in clove. So to make the note breakdown more attractive, if you will, you can say, oh, this one contains bay leaf, like Paco Rabanne's Invictus. Well, with this one, I believe there's a similar aroma molecule that's used in chayote and also in cucumber. So they could easily be saying, oh, it contains chayote, when they very well could have said, oh, it contains cucumber. So you know what I mean? So anyways, I think it's a nice scent. It's bright, it's clean, it's refreshing, it's invigorating. It's a great casual scent, perfect for the spring and summer. And my wife loves it. She's a sucker for really bright, you know, refreshing citrusy scent, and that's really what you get with this one. The performance is compromised a little bit, so let's start talking about that. Let's get into the rating, and I'll tell you how well it performs. So first up, we have uniqueness and overall smell, and it's a very pleasant smell, but it's not that unique because it does bear a lot of similarities to the original Artisan. As far as longevity goes, it's an eau de toilette, and maybe it's an underperformer. I got about 4 hours, and then it sits really close to the skin, and it becomes, like I said previously in my review, faintly perceptible. Performance on this one is, in terms of projection, it's amazing for like the first half hour, because there's a lot of citrus, and citrus notes are of a more volatile nature, so they're going to really etherealize and jump up off your skin. But once they're gone, and you're left with a shadow or the remnants of what could have been or what used to be. So I think the projection is really good for like a half hour, and then it's underwhelming again. Versatility on this one is really good in terms of social scenarios. I would wear this one casually, maybe in a shirt and tie, maybe not a suit and tie with a jacket if you're doing like an ultra formal event, just because I think there are far better options that you can go with. But in terms of seasons, I think this one is for the warmer months, so definitely not fall and winter. And anybody of any age could pull this off, and I would even go as far as saying that I do think this is a unisex scent, because both genders can wear and enjoy citrus just as much. And then lastly, presentation is beautiful. Presentation is amazing. That's something with John Varvatos fragrances, whether you're talking about Artisan or the Vintage or Dark Rebel, they do a really good job. Even like the 10th anniversary edition, the Platinum edition, really good job. If I were to give this fragrance an overall score, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. And the reason I give it a 6 out of 10 is because it's so pleasant, and because it's versatile, and because it's wearable, and I do believe it would garner compliments. My only qualm is that it doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't do anything unique or different, so that might, from a collector standpoint, it might be a redundant purchase to some. So there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of John Varvatos Artisan Blu. If you own or have tried this scent, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a lot of other fragrance-related content. So with that being said, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care.